Today we're talking about investing with the rule of 72 and how a lot of times in life, time is against you because you only have so much time left, like me. But if you're young, you got a lot of time left. And the rule of 72 when it comes to investing, man, that's what you need is time. Okay, because I can tell you right now, the rule of 72, most people don't understand what it is, but it's quite simple. It's just how long it takes money to double. You divide the interest rate into 72. It's a mathematical phenomena, and that's how long it takes money to double. If you're getting 7.2%, it takes 10 years for your money to double. If you're getting 10%, it takes 7.2 years. If you're getting 12%, just for a rough idea, it takes 6 years. So let's just use that as an example. So I just want to give you an example. You could change the numbers yourself. It's not rocket science because your money doubles every 6 years at 12%. So let's say you're 15 years old and somehow you get $1,000, okay? Somehow. Birthday gifts from all relatives. You mow lawns, you rake leaves, shovel snow. But you're 15, 16, and you got $1,000, okay? When you're 16, you got $1,000. 6 years later, you're 22. It's $2,000. All right. 6 years later, when you're 28, it's $4,000. 6 years later, you're 34. It's $8,000. Okay. 6 years later, you're 40. It's $16,000. 6 years later, you're 46. 48, 46. It's $32,000. 6 years later, you're 52. It's $64,000. 6 years later, you're 58. It's $128,000. 6 years later, you're 64. It's more than $250,000. Okay? You didn't do nothing except put $1,000, getting 12%, which I'm not a stock market guy big time, and I'm not giving you any stock market advice. But I'm telling you, if you did some research in the stock market and different things with some different bonds and different companies and different, if you move things around and educate yourself about investing, 12%'s not insanely great to get. It's possible, okay? And I can just tell you, you can change the numbers. You can go from $1,000, you could say instead of starting at 16, start 6 years later, start at 22. So at 64, instead of having, $250,000, you'd have $128,000. Change the numbers. Let's change them. Let's say at 16 you got $5,000 because your uncle gave you some money. You got your parents to start your brokerage account. You invested in something like, let's just say you invested in Meta, which is Facebook. Let's say you invested in Google. Let's say you invested in Microsoft, Apple, the Magnificent Seven. $5,000 at 16, getting 12%. At 22, it's $10,000. 28, it's $20,000. 34, $40,000. 40, $80,000. 46, $160,000. 52, $320,000. 58, $640,000. 64, $1.3 million. So I'm just trying to explain to you, when you're investing, time is on your side. Now, meanwhile, if you needed a car and you got $180,000 or $200,000 in 15, 20, 30 years, you could borrow off that money a joke amount of percentage compared to you having to go to a bank. If you start young with this investing thing and learn about this rule of 72, dude, you're going to be huge. The problem is nobody does it because life gets in the way. So what I'm telling you is, you're young, pay yourself first, get a brokerage account, get some real estate, do whatever. I mean, I'll give you an example. Everybody just saves and does whatever they do, and they end up buying a house in a development, like their wife wants a house or they want this certain house in a development. Then you got lawn sprinklers, you got to hire a landscaper, you got to mow lawns, and you got a one-family house that you got to go to work every day, pay a mortgage. The other way would be, hey, save up when you're young, get a 3-family. Guess what? You got no mortgage because the 2 tenants pay the whole mortgage for the whole joint. After 10 years, you paying a mortgage, even though you don't got it, it's paid off. So then in 10 years, you got all that income coming in the rest of your life to refinance, do whatever. Don't forget, there's tax on income, but there's no tax on a loan. So if you get a piece of real estate, right, and then basically you borrow off it and buy more real estate and then start paying that and then borrow off that. When you borrow this money, borrowed money's not taxable. That's what I'm telling you. So all I'm telling you, investing, rule of 72, that's how you become a millionaire. If that's what you're interested in, forget about all this money for a minute. Don't forget to have a happy, wonderful life. And happiness happens in the moment. It's not something you're striving for in the future. Great memories are fantastic, but happiness is something that's in the moment. So be happy. Kind of stuff, subscribe to our channel while you're working. Give me a like, give me a comment. If you think I'm nuts, tell me. Tell me if you think I'm crazy. That's all I got.